Hi there, Karen here. Today I'm doing a layout of this photograph of my daughter paragliding when we were on holiday in Spain, and I was just pointing out there that her boyfriend George is also in the photo, right in the background, also up on a paraglider, or if that's what you call it. So I'm just trimming the photo down a bit, and I'm using this gorgeous Pinkford Studio paper. It's from their latest collection, which is called, one moment, I'll just look it up, Escape the Ordinary, and this is the paper called Explore. And I thought obviously I chose it because it looks like mountains, and they are actually paragliding in the Pyrenees, so the mountain paper seemed to be the obvious choice. And this is from my October hip kit, and as soon as I saw it I knew I wanted to use this photograph with this paper. But I thought I'd just zhuzh up the sky a little bit, do a little bit of, give it a little sky, make it come to life a little bit. So I've mixed together these two paints. One of them was from the colour kit, the darker one, that's from a Creamies by Shimmers called Lapis Dance. And then I've mixed it in with one I had in my stash, which is by Cosmic Shimmer, and it's called Marine Aqua, and it's got a shimmer in it. It's got a real shine, as you can see in the pot. It's got quite a shine in it, and that shine really comes through on the paper. It may not be that clear to see on the film, but in real life it really brings that shine through, which I really like. I use that quite a lot, that blue, because it's a lovely shimmery colour. So I'm just kind of blotching it on with some packaging there, just to try and give it a bit of, almost gives it a bit of a stormy look, which perhaps is not entirely appropriate to the photograph because it was a beautiful, clear, hot, sunny day, as you can see. But I was really trying to match up the blue with the blues in the paper rather than the blues in the photograph. So that's what I was going for, really. And then I've picking out some papers from this little 6x6 paper bag by Chamel. It's the Little by Little collection, and I wanted to use some of those papers to back my photograph. So I'm just sort of flicking through, picking things out that I think might work as a background. Don't think I use them all. Just give myself some options, trying to match it with the backing paper. I discarded that star paper because it was the wrong colour, so I've gone for this. It's a black with stars on it, multicoloured stars. Toyed with the idea of this paper from the kit, this goldy coloured leaves, but I didn't really want to use it at this stage. I thought it would be a shame to cut into that at the moment. So there was this lovely goldy yellow in the pad, and that went quite well with the colour in the background. So I thought I'd use that instead. So I'm just cutting that to size, and then I'm using my ruler just to give it a slightly rough edge on this star paper, give it a variation on the sort of different finish on that paper. And then that one, that sort of multicoloured blocks, I thought there was quite a few of the colours from the backing paper in that, so I just thought I'd use that. It was a bit different. There's all sorts of colours in the photograph, and on the paper, so I thought I'd use that. There's not really much of that green, but it doesn't show that much when it's backed behind the rest of the other papers. And I'm just putting them on at a slight angle to each other rather than just dead straight. I just sort of gave it a different look, more casual look, and I had some odd little scraps of that cloud paper that I thought I would use as well. So I'm going to use a bit of it just at the back of the paper of the layers in a moment. And I had this piece of ribbon. I've had this in my stash for I don't know how many years, and it just says I am amazed by you, and I thought it really seemed an appropriate ribbon to use. So I'm just going to wrap it around the photograph there and tuck it behind a couple of the layers, and so that will just be actually attached to the top two layers, I think, and I tuck it behind there. And I thought I was really pleased finally to be able to use it. There it is. And then I'm just going to lift it above the final layer with some foam and stick it onto that backing piece, again at a slight angle to the previous one. There we go. And sticking that on. yeah, I'm liking how that's coming along. And now I turned off the camera just to cut out those, see the little tiny clouds from that last scrap of paper that I had. I've cut those out just to pop in my sky. And then I had this bright idea, not quite sure how successful it was, but I thought I'd go with it anyway, of using this some cotton wool to make some little fluffy clouds. So I just did them quite thin, just a few little splodges here and there of fluffy clouds, which I've stuck on just for a bit of fun. So I've got the cardboard cut out, the cut apart little clouds, and then some cotton wool clouds as well, just to make the sky a bit more interesting. And I'm using that last little piece to go behind my photo layers. I'm trouble deciding quite where I want it. There we are. Oh, I still haven't quite stuck everything down yet, so still deciding where they're all going to go. I think I'm making sure they're a bit flat. I don't want them too thick and bulky, those bits of cotton wool, so I'm just sort of flattening them down a bit. There we are, they're all stuck down, and the clouds and the cardstock clouds are stuck on as well. And yeah, I've just got to trim off the binding strip at the bottom there. And finally, I think I'm going to commit to my layer, to my photo. I'm sticking it on, or not quite. Got it ready to stick, but now I'm just thinking about some embellishments, and I just picked a few out that I'd had sitting on my desk to see if I could use some of them. The only one I end up using is the yellow circular top of the world, because that really was a very appropriate one to use, and the colour worked as well with the rest of the layout. And I'm going through the ephemera pack that came with the Pinkfresh paper, from the, I keep forgetting the name of this collection. It's the Escape the Ordinary. So that's the ephemera from Escape the Ordinary, and a lot of it has got phrases and words on it more than anything else, and in different interesting shapes. So I just picked out a few that I liked, and then I had to really cut right down, because I couldn't possibly get all the ones I liked on the page. There were so many useful phrases that I could use, but I just picked out the ones that I thought I might be able to work with. I had to take off some of them and try and decide where they were going to go. I didn't want to completely crowd it out with phrases all over the place. So I've got some either side of the photograph at the moment, but they will get changed around. And now I've picked out some there's a couple of bits of washi that I'm going to use. You see on the top, the bottom left corner, I've got a little mountain range, so You Move Mountains, and I thought I'd make a little mini cluster down at the bottom there and use that for I do end up using that for my subtitle. So a couple of bits of blue washi. So the blue diagonal blue and white stripe, and the other one, just sort of blue pattern. And I put the little mountain range. I thought that looked quite good just there in the corner. And then I'm picking out, I think I've got it down to all the ephemera that I really like, and I've decided to put them over on the right of the photograph. I'm just going to kind of layer them down on the right hand side. So the first thing I need to do is stick my photos down, so then I can tuck everything in behind it. There we go, stuck down. And I do stick down this top of the world there, but it doesn't stay there. I do move it afterwards to the other side, because it just looked a bit odd sticking out there by itself. That didn't work. So I've just laid them down. I haven't stuck anything down yet, but I decided that next thing I'm going to do is work on my title, which is going to be Flying High, and using the Hip Kit Club exclusive alphas that came in the kit. So I've just popped them on a piece of wax paper just so I can work out where I want to put them. And I've decided that they work quite well over on the left there. Now I'm working on my subtitle, which is going to be Paragliding in the Pyrenees. I start off using these coral coloured letter stickers and saying the word paragliding, but that actually I don't end up using those letters to say paragliding. I used it to say Pyrenees, and then I used some little tile stickers that I had, which are a bit smaller. Paragliding is such a long word; it took up far too much room with those larger corally coloured stickers. So I've gone for the smaller tile stickers. As you can see, they're just sort of laying on some wax paper there. So sticking down the main title, and I tried to. I'm just sticking a little what's it called? Chipboard sticker. That's it. Underneath Flying Highs, just like a little, just to complete that almost that triangular effect there under the title. And then I'm just sticking down all my ephemera on the right. So it says Top of the World, and then the blue sticker says Perfect View. Next it says Something Beautiful is on the Horizon. You can see how appropriate all of these stickers are. Then a nice little camera, which I liked. I just thought it went well there. And then it says Lost in the Right Direction. And then there seemed to be a bit of an awkward little corner there where I wanted to put the word enjoy. It says smile and enjoy. Sorry, excuse me. So I just popped in this little yellow leafy shape, which is also from the ephemera pack, just to fill in that little corner there, so that I could still keep the arrow where it says lost. I didn't want to tuck that under the arrow on the left. I thought because it was pointing to the photographs, I wanted to keep that sticking out, but it created that space there, which didn't look very good. So that's why I put the little leafy ephemera piece in. And then I was trying to tuck enjoy underneath, and because everything's on an angle, it didn't quite work. So I thought I'd put another little bit of washi. I had the same washi tape that I used in the bottom left corner, put a little bit along the bottom there, and I put a matching piece, or the other half of it, at the top. And then when I do finally put enjoy there, I don't really like it there, because I realise it's too close to, when I start putting on my little subtitle in a moment, I'll realise that those two strips are too close. So I've moved them over. So it just continues down on the right hand side. So it says smile and enjoy, adventures are the best way to learn. So all of those little phrases seem to work very well with the photograph. I think I could have gone on and used all of them, because they all seem to work. But I wanted this little subtitle on the left, paragliding in the Pyrenees. You can see I cut down a bracket. I was going to put it in brackets, but all the brackets I had were too big and too dark and heavy, so I don't end up using the brackets. And I've just used these little arrows from the chipboard sticker sheet just to underline the phrases that I've listed down the right. There we are. Now my little subtitle is stuck down. And as a final little touch, I've picked out these Bella Boulevard stars that also came in the October kit, these blue stars, and I thought I'd just dot them about in the sky as well, just to give another little bit of interest. I think they went rather well. They pick out all the blues elsewhere in the layout, and I rather like them up there. Not too many, just a few as a scattered about in the sky. And I think we're just about it. I think that's it. So thank you for joining me. Please join me again soon, and like and subscribe if you like this layout. Goodbye.